You will, you have, you do. Everybody does. I mean, you're going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, or you're not going to do the right thing. The sad truth, you and I are going to hurt somebody. Okay. Now, when that happens, we've got a window of opportunity to address the damage. Let's talk today about how we can use that window of opportunity. All right. First, if you have not yet liked our Facebook page, would you please do so? We need to know that you're there and that you support what we're doing here on Sound Doctrine Bites. Secondly, if you haven't yet had a look at my podcast, Christians in the Council Culture, you'll find that on YouTube. We'd love to have you see that. If you like it, we'd love to have you subscribe. And certainly, we'd love for you to partner with us here at Cloudfire Ministries. We provide this content every month, but we'd love to have your partnership as we do so. So you want to know how to partner with us? Just go to joedallas.com/giving. That'll show you how your tax-deductible gift can help keep this going. Okay, enough of the ads. What do you do when you've hurt someone? Okay, I want to point out three things to keep in mind. Expect, explain, express. Try to get these down, and I think you'll handle it better when you do let somebody down. First, expect. I mean, there's just a reasonable set expectation you will hurt people. Why? Well, two basic reasons: sin and stupidity. Sin being the main reason. Our sin nature is selfish. It is inconsiderate. It can be lazy. It can be unkind. I mean, for that reason alone, we will at times hurt people, even people who we love very much. Then there's also stupidity, just meaning, we've got limitations, right? I have hurt people sometimes without having a clue that I was doing any damage at all. We've got limited knowledge. We've got limited insight. So for those two reasons alone, sin, stupidity, no wonder James said, James 3:2, in many things we all offend. In many things we all offend. So you do have to have that expectation. It's not permission to hurt people. It's just an expectation. Yes, it's going to happen. If you're going to engage with people at times, you're going to mess up. Okay. That's one expectation, which leads to another expectation, and that is expect when you do mess up, expect that old sinful tendency to avoid responsibility and to rationalize and to minimize. Expect that is going to rear its ugly head. And man, you got to resist that. Okay, as soon as Adam sinned, what's the first thing he did? Well, he ran and hid. He made excuses. He lied. He blamed his wife. I mean, that is a typical fallen response, a typical sinful response to a person's sin. So just expect that if you do mess up, your first reaction or your first sort of default response is going to probably be to try to cover it up or avoid looking at it or make excuses for it or blame somebody else. Just expect that tendency to be there. Don't give in to that sucker, okay? Expect. But then that leads to two very important things: explain and express. Let's really zero in on both of these, okay? You've let somebody down. You said something inconsiderate. You did something inconsiderate. You let something go. You didn't. I don't know. I mean, there are so many ways we can hurt people, sometimes extremely serious, sometimes less so, but still. We don't want to, but we do. What do you do when you've let somebody down? Four things you can explain that will be very helpful. Okay. Number one, I know what I did. Believe me, that'll get you far. Because so often, haven't you found when somebody really disappoints you, hurts your feelings, lets you down, makes you mad, whatever, so often you wonder, now, number one, do you really know what you did? And number two, are you going to cop to it? Are you going to admit it? Or are you going to make excuses and pretend it was something else? So I know what I did. Really an important point. So, for example, if I was inconsiderate of someone, I need to make it very clear, hey, I did not consider your feelings. I wasn't thinking of you, whatever, I know what I did. I know what I did. I said the wrong thing. I did the wrong thing. I didn't follow through when I should have. I know what I did. Make it clear when you're apologizing to someone that you know what it is you're apologizing for. Hint, hint, hint. Never say, I'm sorry if. That's a big cop-out. I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way, whatever. That's basically a way of saying, hey, I probably didn't do anything. You're just imagining it. But just to cover things, I'll say, I'm sorry if. Don't go there. Fully cop to it, okay? I know what I did, number one. Number two, This really helps. I think I know why I did it. Because a lot of people are like, well, what happened? Why didn't you ever get back to me? Why didn't you follow through? Why did you gossip about me? Why did you lash out at me? Why did you let our friendship slide? Whatever. They really want a sense of what went wrong there. Try to make it clear. I think I know why I did it. Okay. And then fill in the blanks with the truth. I was selfish. I was lazy. I was scared. I was angry and I took it out on you, whatever. Just kind of make it clear. I really have given some thought to this. And I think I know why I did it. Okay. So make sure the person you're apologizing to knows you know what you're apologizing for. You know what you did. And secondly, you've really got a sense of why you did it. You've thought it through. And then third, really important, I know the consequences. Okay. I know the effect this has had because of what I did, because of the way I messed up with you. Um, you've lost respect for me, or you don't trust me, or maybe it's caused you to doubt yourself. Maybe I have made you feel like you're not worth much. Um, maybe I really wounded you in some way. Maybe I reconfirmed some lies you believe about yourself. Who knows? Whatever. Just basically try to make it clear that, look, I not only know what I did and why I did it, but I also know what it has done. I get it. Okay. But then don't leave it at that. One more thing to explain. Explain the fact that, I'd like to know more. I mean, in other words, you basically say, I know the consequences of what I've done to a point, but I'd really like to even better understand from your perspective, what has it done to you? Okay. I would like to hear it. And this is especially true, like if you've really hurt your wife or if you've really wounded a longtime friend, it's some serious damage. Try to let them know that, hey, I would like to better understand how this has affected you because it matters to me. Okay. One of the main ideas of a good apology is you want to restore to that person a confidence that you value the relationship. Really important. Okay. So explain those four things. I know what I did. I think I know why I did it. I know the consequences, but I'd like to know more about the consequences. Explain those four things. Then you don't leave it at that, because an explanation, that's well and good, but it's also kind of, it could be an impersonal acknowledgement. Okay, I understand what I did. No, express something. I feel something about this, okay? First thing you want to express, the importance of the relationship. Philippians 2:3, let each esteem the other more highly than himself. Now, that really is critical. I want you to know that our relationship matters to me. Maybe I acted like it didn't, but it does, okay? The importance of the relationship. I want to express that to you. Our relationship does matter to me. It does matter to me. So I want to express that. I also want to express what I feel. I feel remorse. I feel guilt. I feel shame. I feel badly. This affects me. What I did and the fact that it hurt you, it affects me. I feel. So you express the importance of the relationship. You express what you feel. I feel something about that. And then finally, express an intention. This is what I'm going to do to see that it doesn't happen again. Like John the Baptist said, bring forth fruit that's worthy of repentance. Don't just say you're sorry. That's a good start. But also kind of show that, hey, I'm going to take action to see that this doesn't happen again. All right? So explain intention. You express the importance of the relationship, express what you feel about it, then express this is what my intention is. This is what I'm going to do to help prevent this from happening again. These are pretty simple steps, but you know what? If you'll take them, I think they'll get you a long way, because haven't you found when somebody hurts you, so often the damage done is not just what they did, but the way they handled it afterwards. Like when somebody acts as though they didn't really care what they did, or they minimize what they did, or they avoid taking responsibility. It's like, wow, that's where a lot of the real damage gets done. Well, you can prevent that. You can prevent that because you do have an impact on people. I wonder if you've ever thought about this. When people hear your name, they have a reaction. I mean, they do. Think about it. When you hear somebody's name, you have a reaction. Whatever you've experienced with that person, you re-experience when you hear their name. This is true even of large historical figures. Think about the way you feel when I say certain names. Abraham Lincoln, Mother Teresa, Charles Manson, Adolf Hitler, Robin Williams. Okay, you feel a brief kind of an emotional response, positive or negative, when you hear the name of a person. Why? A person's name embodies what you've experienced of that person. That's why Proverbs 22:1 says a good name is to be chosen rather than riches. It really is. Your name, that's your credit rating, you know. You want that credit rating to be good. When people hear your name, they have a response based on what they've experienced of you. You know, the people in your life, among other things, they are gifts. I mean, God has entrusted them to you, your friends, your family members, your spouse, your children, whatever. You're going to answer to God finally at the judgment seat of Christ for the way you've handled the people he has entrusted you with. As you interact with them, as you relate to them, as you try to love them, serve them, be with them, are you going to mess up? You know you're going to. You're going to mess up. That's not the question. The question is, are you going to clean up? Are you going to do something about it afterwards? I hope you do, because you can and you should. Really good talking with you. As I said earlier, we'd love to hear from you. Look, you got any comments, questions? I'd love to hear about any topics you'd like me to cover in these Sound Doctrine Bites that we do every couple of weeks. So, hey, let me know. I'd love to hear from you, okay? All right. I'll be talking with you in a couple of weeks about what to do when you're the one who's been hurt. So 2 weeks from today, look forward to talking with you about that. Meanwhile, good seeing you. God bless.